What up? What up? What up? Y'all know what it is and y'all know who it is. By now you should anyway. It's your girl Rain. It's What's Happening Wednesday. And guess what? Your girl thought it would be a good idea. I'll be thinking that we should do something different for the last Wednesday of 2020. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? I got my trusty co-pilot with today. And we gonna say what's happening. Oh, my bad, excuse me. But we decided while we was having our, co-pilot conversations that we have on the regular to do something different. And so my co-pilot with her brainiac self said, how about we interview each other? No, I think I said she could interview me, and then she was like, well, then you can interview me. So we having a Chance of Rain reunion on What's Happening Wednesday, because that's what's happening on this Wednesday. Oh, anyway, excuse me. So I have my co-pilot, the Lady Wolf, Queen Nafasi in all her glory. Oh, from the Inferno. Fire. Inferno podcast, which is all her good, juicy stuff. And yeah, so on Randomly Rain today, we're gonna do a Chance of Rain reunion for the social distancing movement.
Not for the social.
The last What's Happening Wednesday. Oh,
ain't that how they do it on
That's how we do it on the Randomly Rain, because it's randomly retarded. So without further ado, I gotta get put on the spot because that's what I do, is I put y'all on the spot whenever I interview y'all. So for my rainbows out there, here goes nothing. This is not scripted. I have no idea what this chick is going to ask. I have no idea what she's but take it away, co-pilot. So what's happening? What's up? What's happening? What's up? How do you feel like we? Oh,
you good? You cool? You straight?
Screw me. I asked a fool on the show. Just like that.
So the first thing is I haven't been here for a while. Long while.
Facts.
I got a lot of stuff going on, but I did decide to come back to doing the show itself. So this will be the first episode since August 8th, where I did the initial launch of the podcast.
Right. Yeah, so that was for that Black Lives Movement, George Floyd. I can't breathe.
Mm-hmm. When we did
beginning movement. Yeah, I remember
we did do the poetry episode for that one. So this is really kind of like a catch-up session for us because they haven't seen me in a while.
They ain't hardly ever seen you on A Chance of Rain. They only heard you. So for a lot of our people, this is their first time actually seeing your wonderful juicy face.
It can't be. I've been here before, sis. Has it been that long?
They ain't really hardly ever just really see, because you would always be like, just this part of your face, like, I ain't really looking. Like, I think they only seen your face maybe for the ones from the beginning, only saw your face one time when we did that 2-hour long one.
That was
we were doing the Praying for Our Future Spouse challenge, and we had the little, verbiage after that. I think that's the only time that our collective people have seen your face. Now, the rainbows, on the other hand, ain't never saw your face before.
Well, hey, y'all. Hey.
I'm not gonna say, well, hey, girl. Hey.
So anyway, yeah. So dang, I guess I have a lot of catching up to do. Well, I can't spill all the tea, but your girl over here does have some things in the working that she's been working on for a while.
You did.
I will be doing. I will be launching my nonprofit organization that I created for homeless women veterans. So I will have an episode about that. I will be interviewing some women, and they will be telling their stories and We will try to bring awareness to some issues and the cause for my organization. You can follow me for more information on that. But today is about us having fun, reconnecting with you guys. And so I thought it would be cool to ask her 25 questions. And then I was like, oh,
25 lighters on my dresser, yes sir. I got to get paid. Oh, excuse me. Hey, it's what's happening with it. This the third coast, H-Town versions. So anyway, going on, girl, going on, my bad.
so I picked out 25 random questions that I thought were fun and exciting that maybe you guys, since she started and I haven't been here, it may give you some insight on who we are, and she don't know what I'm gonna ask her. And now I'm nervous because I don't know what she gonna ask me either, Jesus. So
Yeah, don't trip, suck never too. Don't think she got to ask me and I ain't gonna get to ask her. It got to go both ways so that y'all can, cause y'all see me all the time.
and she don't know what I'm asking.
But y'all don't really know Rain like y'all think y'all know. I have no clue. So I have no idea what you're gonna ask, but y'all already know I like to keep it real, transparent, raw, and uncut. So this show is probably not for the cheering. So if your children are in the room, you might wanna to the left, to the
My
left.
questions are not risque. I don't know what your responses are gonna be, but my questions are not bad questions.
You don't never know what I'm gonna say. So to the left. Oh,
are you ready, sis?
Yeah, I'm as ready as I can get. I'm as ready.
Is you is or is you ain't ready to get into these questions?
I am as ready as I can get.
All right. Okay. First question. What's been the best day of your life so far? Crickets.
I don't think it's happened yet.
Okay.
But if I had to choose, I would say I had two of them. And it was when I got married to my husband.
Did you say husbands like with an S?
Husbands with an S because I've been married twice.
Okay, I just didn't know if you was talking about current or previous, and I didn't know if you added an S and made it plural or not. I ain't got my bell tone in.
I added an S, but because I was younger, I was 22 when I got married to my first husband and then became a widow 2.5 years after. And then I was almost 42 when I married my now husband. So at that time, during the actual vowel exchangement, that moment, that feeling that I had at that moment would make those two instances probably the best day of my life. Best days.
That's a good one. Who was your first crush?
Oh, Lord.
Uh-uh.
My first crush. I got two answers for that too.
Oh, you had two first crushes?
No, I'm gonna explain. Listen, Linda. So because I am like the ultimate daddy's girl, my very first crush that I even wasn't sure if it was a crush will be my father, because my father was the first man that just made me happy, fulfilled, loved. I used to set his clock back so he wouldn't go to work so he could stay and play with me. I would get, my brother in trouble. But anyway, so my first crush, just period, and the first male that I fell in love with was my father. But outside of family wise, I would say my first crush was my first little naughty, nasty moment that I really wasn't in control of. And his name was Derek Palmer. And when I grew up in the country with my father, most of the time during the summertime, I would go to the country with my dad. But I ended up moving with my father when I was younger, and yeah, he was my first. I can still remember the butterfly type effect. So yeah, I would say he was my first bona fide crush. Like, do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? You know, like check yes or no type situation. That
Oh, I remember those notes. Okay. Who would play you in a movie? In your movie, if you had a movie about your life, who would play you?
non-known will be my niece Labrina, because she has the most of my. Oh, let me see. So the beginning of my life and probably most of my adult life, she would be able to play me because she has my mannerisms, she has my attitude, she has the way I speak, the way I move. She has the body like I had at that time. Maybe I was a little bit bigger than her, but she, for the most part, when it came to likeness and the raw and cut type part of me, then I would probably have to have maybe my mother, if she's still here with us, play my other part. If it was a known person, probably Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Probably Queen Latifah would be my pick because she just gets it, and she kind of has this. I really think that people sleep on her sometimes because she has this rough kind of beauty about herself. So yeah, that would be.
Alright. Well, now we're going to get into a little bit more deeper questions.
Okay.
In what ways did your mom and dad let you down?
Ooh, sheesh. Oh, this one probably gonna make me emotional. I had a feeling you was gonna ask me this.
How? I didn't even know what
Uh,
question I was going to ask you.
I just had a feeling you was gonna ask me this when I saw that particular question. So many ways, as a younger girl, so many ways, because I didn't realize the magnitude of just how parenthood was supposed to play out. But for my father, I would say how he let me down was because I always felt like he was the superhero. He was supposed to protect me. So when molestation and rape happened, and I can remember one of the instances where I was literally saying, I'm going to get my daddy to kill you. Like, my daddy, I'm going to tell my daddy, and he's going to kill you. Do you not know who my daddy is? Like, leading up to the transaction. And I remember very vividly crying through some of those transactions for him. Like, where you at, daddy? And I remember when I finally did get up the courage to tell my parents at the time what happened, for whatever reason they had in their own mind, when my father was like, yeah, you're gonna go tell him that you made it up, even when I didn't make it up. So on that particular instance, my mother and my father both let me down. But for the most part, my father let me down whenever I felt like he wasn't there to protect me. Now, for my mother, I would have to say my mother let me down when she put more on me than what was due me. And what I mean by that is both my parents, well, all of my triangle, which is my father, my mother, and my dad, may he rest in peace, had me, I felt like, on this pedestal that I think I was too high for, or I didn't realize at the time how high that pedestal was, because I'm kind of one of those people that's one of those brainiacs. If you could remove all this, I had that kind of brainiac nerd type of thing, right? So I believe that my parents had such high hopes for me when it came down to it. But my mother, when I say she placed things on my shoulders that didn't belong to me, is, I have my mother's fingernails and color and certain aspects, but for the most part, if you pull my hair back, you've met him, I look like my father. So whenever,
I think you look like your mom, but whatever.
oh, okay, well, hey, you one out of a million. So most people say I look like Austin Lee, you know. So when my father and my mother divorced, and being that I'm a daddy's girl, I wanted to go with my father. And then when I had to come back to my mother, I felt like, and this is just my opinion, that my mother took out so much of her anger and hurt from my father out on me, because to her, every day she would say, you're going to be this like your father, and you this like your father, and you this like your father. So that would be how she let me down, is because I kind of felt like, instead of her really getting to know her daughter at the time when I needed her to know me the most, she put my father's sins on my back and made me carry them. That was a long one, huh? Like, oh, that was.
What is your love language? Do you know? First of all, do you know about the love languages? Okay.
I do.
What is your love language?
Off the top 5 or the top 3?
You only like are supposed to have like. Okay.
It's
First,
top 5.
no,
It's
no,
top 5.
no, no, ma'am. What
You're
is
supposed
your?
to have one main one, but the top 3 out of the 5 is your top picks.
That's not what I'm. Okay. So let me ask the question differently. How do you how do you give love? What is your love language in giving love?
How do I give? Okay. Good question. I never really thought about how I give. I think I'm good at just
Out of the five love languages, how do you
give. Okay. I would say words of affirmation will be my top one. How I give.
Mhm.
I would say quality time. And I would probably say acts of service will be my 3, how I give.
So how do you receive? What is your preference of receiving?
My number 1 is quality time.
Mhm.
Number 2 to receive would be physical touch,
Mhm.
the right way. And no, I'm serious. I'm so serious, because if they don't do it right, it instantly sends me back to, past afflictions. So physical touch the right way by the right person. And I would say 3 would probably be words of affirmation. I could care less about a gift, and I can kind of care less about acts of service. I think acts of service will be my number 4.
Okay.
But quality time for me is number 1.
What event in your life has had the most significant impact on you?
Probably actually getting raped at such a very young age. I got raped from 7 to 9 years old. Different times. So I had got molested. Well, yeah, because me getting raped led to the other instances. So I would say getting raped at such a young age and feeling like I needed to hide it in the beginning, I would say that changed the course of my life, because I know that had I not had that situation, the Christian in me, I would have been a virgin until I was married, because I would have never had that snowball or ripple effect of what led to, who I am now.
Okay. Where is a place you wish you could live for a few months?
Honestly, a few months,
Mhm.
probably Bora Bora for a few months.
Hey, I want to go there. Okay. What's your hidden talent? Ooh, why you make that face? You're
Oh,
like he was having Tourette's or something.
my hidden talent. Really, I'm really not sure. I would say probably singing, when I really let myself sing and I'm taking care of my voice or whatever and allow it to come out. So I would say singing. and praying, like the full prayer warrior type prayer.
That's actually a good one.
That would be my.
What's something you wish more people knew about you?
Killing me, Petey. That I honestly wish that people knew about me. I would probably say how fragile and delicate I really am. How soft and squishy I am. Yeah. I think that people, because if you don't know me, it's really hard for you to get a smile out of me, which is something that God is bringing out of me more now that I've been speaking to people, you know. So I think that people instantly feel like she big, like Medea, she loud, she ratchet, you know, she's people that know me from the past, she quick to pop off. So they feel like I'm just hard through and through. They have no idea that I'm really fragile and soft, like, yeah. That was a good one.
Who would you want to give? Who would you want to give the eulogy at your funeral?
Oh, and I've thought about this so many times, and my answer has changed so many times. If I could have it my way, and I thought that they would be strong enough at that moment, which I have a feeling they would be my father. If my father could outlive me and could be strong enough to, you know, actually give my eulogy for however long he did it, that's who I would want it to be. Because out of everybody in the world who would keep it real, who would know parts about me that nobody else knew, and who could put it in a way that it would sound like it's coming from me, I would say my father. And I'll say second to my father would probably be my grandfather, but I don't think that unless God say your time finish, I don't see it happening. But if I could in my dreams, it would be those two men.
Okay. When do you feel the most confident? Why are you looking like you smell doodle on your top lip?
Because some of these questions are like, bitch, never. Or the audacity of these questions. When do I feel the most confident?
Because you chewing that gun.
Oh, because I'm really thinking like that's really I'm really trying to think of a time when I'm actually feeling truly confident, and I'm kind of drawing a blank. So I would have to say if I'm in my father's presence, because he just has this way of, without saying a word, having my back. So
the glare on you.
I would have to say whenever I'm talking to my father or around my father or somewhere in the vicinity of my father, because I know that even though the question before was like when he let me, I know that I'm pretty much the safest I'll ever be if he's somewhere around. So I would say at that time.
Okay. What song or movie makes you cry?
Movie will be my ultimate favorite movie, which is The Imitation of Life. It don't matter that I've seen it probably a gazillion times. I'm still gonna cry, especially at the end when the daughter be eating the flowers because she treated her mama like crap and her mama dead. That will be the movie. Song, oh, it's a few of them. but probably Leandria's Deliver Me, and
That one can get scares.
probably would be
You said probably what?
the second song would be, it would have to be more than one, but the second song would be um This Place by Tamala Man. That'll be my two songs that I'ma cry even if I don't want to. I could be girl, you
The Ugly Cry.
yeah.
If we could go on a dream trip together, where would we go and what would we do there?
Oh shoot. Okay.
I'm scared. No, I'm just
Let me get for real. If we could go on a dream trip, you already kind of know the answer. You should.
I think I have two places that I think you're gonna say.
It would be like a two-part, but it would be Nigeria
I figured you were gonna say.
and probably Australia.
First of all, I've been to
They're
Australia.
gonna say, "Oh, what you got though?" Yeah.
I've been to Australia. I love it. I want to go back.
Never been, but I want to. Very much so. So if you and I could go on a dream trip together, you know, it would be those two places.
Okay, so
And I've already been manifesting those things. So
I thought you were gonna say Africa and Bora Bora is what I thought you were gonna say, but you tricked me and you said Africa and Australia, and I was like, oh.
because Bora Bora is something that's it's going to happen, and really Africa is something that's going to happen. But if I had to have it as a dream trip, you know, Africa gonna be the dream trip if everything when everything line up. So Australia is somewhere that I need to be able to just say check off the bucket list. And no, that's something that nobody don't know about. That's a dream of mine, but it is.
I love it. They got the men got the sexiest accents when they good day mates and they talk. I just be talking to them to hear them say something. I love it.
Right, facts,
I love it.
facts.
What is your greatest fear?
I have two. One is cockroaches just taking over me and nobody there to hear me scream and I die like that.
You talking about them flying cockroaches?
Cockroaches of any hissing, flying, non-flying cockroaches. Like that's the top one. And the second one will be dying and nobody know. Nobody be there. Nobody show up. Nobody care. I'm not afraid to die, but I just would like to know that somebody's going to actually give a little bit, like actually care and be there. And actually know, hey, she did. Like while she was in here in the bones and the rest and ate the meat and everything, you know.
Sis, you can't be dead for that long and nobody not know.
Have you seen 48 Hours and Murder Came to Town and the ID? Have you watched the ID channel? You know how they still got women out there that ain't never been found. And you know how adventurous your sister is. Oh, okay, thank you. Could have been dead a long time ago and nobody would have known. It's been a lot of times I came this close to the reaper and I'm like, but I'm not ready.
That's not funny.
Lord, please. Who laughing? I'm so serious. I used to be out there. Like people think I move around a lot now. No, I used to be out there. And I actually broke down during family prayer a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, when I was out there, I know that it was my mother and my grandmother and my father's prayers that made it to where I could come back.
So this was the question that I was thinking to myself. I was laughing. I was like, if she asked me this question,
Okay.
what's one disgusting thing you used to do as a kid?
Girl, I used to do so much nasty stuff when I was a kid. Oh, is it only I can only get one answer because I did a lot of nasty stuff.
I said one. What's one disgusting thing?
Probably eat water full of salt or full of sugar.
Mhm.
Just water in one of them old yellow stainless glass, like heavy cups that everybody in the black neighborhood had with water and half of it is salt or sugar and just drink it like that.
Hmm.
So he did.
Have you ever been bullied?
Been what?
Bullied.
Kinda, yes. Because I was a nerd and I had the pocket protector and the suspenders and my nose used to always be snotty and I had
Why was your nose snotty?
big thick glass. It just I was supposed to have my adenoids taken out and all that, but it would just be snot, that nasty thick green snot. It would just come at any time. I wouldn't even know until somebody be like your nose. And I used to have big thick glasses, the old school plastic, you know, glasses and long, big, thick puff. My hair used to be long and used to puff up, and I was the biggest girl in class. So yeah, kinda.
Oh, it was the green snot for me. Okay. Um, what what was your favorite hairstyle growing up?
Oh my God, I had so many. Favorite hairstyle. Shit. Uh, Out of all of them, I would have to say the brat. When I used to wear my hair like the brat with the bow knockers and the plaits, that
You
was my
said that
favorite.
your hair. What was your favorite hairstyle with the click clacks?
You remember when the brat first came on the scene? She had the bow knockers.
Y'all call them bow knockers. We call them click clacks.
Was that I had plaits, long my own hair, own plaits with both. I was one of the first girls to wear that around here to school.
Uh, what was your most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment. I had so many.
Oh wow. Just give me one.
God, most embarrassing. Probably would be when my parents made me go tell my then uncle that I lied about him molesting me. Probably was my most embarrassing moment. Because I had to go into the McDonald's in our neighborhood where he worked with my parents and be like, yeah, I lied. I apologize. That was probably the most embarrassing moment. You looking at me like, bitch, you said what?
Because I was over here like, all right, okay, okay. Um, how do you like to be comforted when you're sad or upset? You and these facial expressions is just like,
Oh. Honestly, how do I like to be comforted when I'm sad or upset? Honestly, I be wanting people to leave me the fuck alone. But I mean, really, I like to be left by myself, but not by myself. If that makes sense. I like to get in the car and just drive and not knowing where I'm going and just drive and listen to the music and cry and dance and sing and eat junk food and pull up on my father wherever he might be and just be by myself. Um, if I can't do that, then be around people that I know and trust and care. I know, trust and care about me and rant and rave and bitch and curse and eat.
well, that was true.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I said that was the facts.
true. What was that? We got five. We have, excuse me, five more questions.
Okay.
What's the one thing most people don't know about you?
One thing most people don't know about me. I'm a hopeless romantic.
Oh, same.
Yeah, that's the one thing that people don't know about me. And I genuinely see the good in everybody. Even even if it means my life. I would see somebody on the side of the road, and if I could give them something or try to help them, I would, regardless of if they kill me or not. So that's kind of together.
Okay. If you were the president, what's the first thing you would work to change in this country?
The president of the United States.
Of America. Yeah.
First of all, I need to wrap my head around the fact that you said me, she be her, the
I,
president
her, she, me.
of the United States, America. Um, if was a fifth, we all be drunk. So I would probably change racial equality. Period. I would pass a law for us to stop being called African Americans, but that we are just Americans. I don't need to be a Black American. I just want to be an American. If I have to stay here and put up with that, I want to be an American. Maybe a caramel American, maybe I don't think we should have a color on it, but just an American. So I would change the racial bias in this country.
Okay. What's the worst you've ever been physically hurt? Fix your face.
You said physically hurt?
Physically hurt.
Oh Lord. The worst I've ever by somebody else. Or just period. Oh Lord, I've been hurt a lot. So let's see.
Physically.
Yeah, I know. Shit.
That girl said, yeah, I know.
The worst I've been physically hurt. Baby, listen, I can't even narrow it down. I would have to say when my first husband made me look like the Elephant Man.
When what?
My first husband made me look like the Elephant Man. Have you ever seen the movie The Elephant Man?
You, like domestic violence?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This I almost lost. This whole side of my face was out here. Like I'm touching my face. And my whole eyeball was blood clot. So I literally looked like somebody shifted my face. So I would say that was the worst physical abuse. Lord. Y'all can see how she's swallowing Jesus. That's what I'm saying. Okay, what expected for that?
Because it's just in us really trying to be like open and transparent and give people that don't really know us an outside look. It's a fast glimpse into our life, and it's it's hard to digest and process sometimes.
Because it's a lot that you yourself didn't know, and you've been in my life almost 20 years. Yeah, I understand.
Like it's just a lot to process and digest, and you're just That's all. Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Does it help you understand why I am the way I am from some of the answers that you've gotten already? Outside of Rain, but just who Shantara is and why she is some of the way she is.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff that I knew and some that I didn't, but I really don't have a like a preconceived image of who you are or what you should be, or so
Yeah.
that that's neither here nor there for me personally. But for people who don't have that inside look into your life or have the kinds of conversations that we have, then
Yeah.
it may be for them an eye opener, or for maybe people who are close to you that they might learn something. Or I mean, you can, or you're supposed to anyway, learn about people all the time. Sis, I got a condition, right?
You have a condition?
Me, a few of them. I have a condition.
For what?
Huh?
For what?
I just want to know when you gonna change the batteries in that smoke detector.
That's a brand new battery. I think it's just something wrong with the dang on smoke detector. I did change the battery. And I actually, if I'm not mistaken, the cover not even on the wall. So say he did. It's spirits in here because the little toy over there be talking by itself and everything. Don't trip. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Hopefully we'll be. I don't know. But anyway,
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
more than what I already got. A superpower. Probably to be able to, what's the word? Beam me up, Scotty, to wherever I want to be at any given moment. Yeah.
If you could be any object, what would you be and why?
Any object. Probably a snuggleable, a teddy bear, a dog, you know, a plush toy, like the life size kind of plush toy. Because I feel like there's so many children, and people that need a hug and just need that one specific type of plush cuddle type of. And I wanted to, if I could be it, I wanted to be able to where that it can hear the heartbeat and feel the warmth and like that, kind of like a Chucky, but not evil.
Well, why you gotta go with Chucky?
Like I'm talking about like a good guy, like a good girl. Some type of carry along, like I said, a Build-A-Bear, a plush toy or whatever. But anyway. How about you?
I thought I heard like two smoke detectors. I hate that sound.
It's just, don't worry about it. It's going off over here like back to back to back. Since you said something, it's like, oh, you don't like it? Okay, yeah. See?
Okay. Last question.
All right.
What's the craziest thing on your bucket list?
My bucket list, the craziest thing will probably be to jump off of this. I've been seeing this bungee jump like off of the top of a mountain, like, and you swing across from one mountain to the next, like a bungee jump in a rare place, zip line type situation. Will probably be the craziest thing, or out of a plane or something like that. Some type
Okay. Well, that concludes my section of my 25 questions.
So in between the question, let me ask you something. What's 3 things that you learned about me that you didn't know before?
That's not funny. The wind just blew through my heart. It scared me. I would say the first thing would be the ways in which you felt your parents let you down. That would be the first thing. Um, I didn't know you wanted to go to Australia. What's the third one? I mean, I think I pretty much knew everything else. I mean, except for the fact I didn't know, like I knew you had domestic violence in your, but I didn't know, like you said you looked like the Elephant Man. Like I didn't know you were like.
That's true tea. True story. If I could get Shawanda on here, she'd be like, yeah, I didn't understand. Yeah, it was bad.
Those would be the three things that I learned from the interview today.
Okay, so you ready for your turn? You need to take a break. You need to get your glass of wine thing. You need to.
Why? I'm just getting comfortable in this chair because I can't like get into it. Okay, come on.
Okay, I'm gonna take this gum in my mouth because I'm tired of chewing it. Hold on. Excuse me. I done chewed all the sugar out of it and it ain't working no more.
You need another one.
Nope.
Look at
I'm
me.
not soon have to go get my other piece of fruit. But
Did you see
okay, so nah, I'm good. I got some more. Okay,
like
so
I was really gonna be able to give it to you.
so did you go in order or did you bounce around?
I had wrote my questions down on a piece of paper, so I just read mine off my list.
Okay. So I'm gonna
But
call
this is your you do you sis.
Okay, so question number 1. What's a moment in high school or college you do not want to relive?
I would say probably I got into a fight in high school, so I would say that would probably be the moment that I would not want to relive.
I've been there before. Okay. Okay, so you asked this question about me. I told you I knew it was gonna be some questions because we so parallel. It just was inevitable. What's something your parents don't know about you? See where the facial expressions be coming in at? Yeah. Say he did.
Well, I would have to say it will probably be different things, but I gotta think about it for my mom. But for my dad, I would say because he before he died, he didn't know that I was in a relation. Well, I don't want to say a relationship, but I had a sexual relationship with a girl. My dad didn't know that before he died. My mom. What's one thing my mom don't know about me? I don't know. Like I talked to her about everything. Something she doesn't know about me.
You just say nothing.
I can't think. I mean, I was really trying to think. Like, is it something she don't know about? Like, I can't think of nothing that she don't know. Our roles changed. Like when my dad was alive, I didn't get along with my mom. My dad was my best friend. But right before he died, he was really sick, so he couldn't even talk to me. But the roles have changed, and now me and my mom get along great, and she's my best friend. I pretty much tell her everything, and half the stuff I don't tell her, she already know.
Okay, so I'm gonna put nothing for her.
But I had to think about that for a minute. Like, I don't know.
It's a lot my parents don't know about me. Have no clue. Okay, so anyway.
Wait a minute. I think I know. Wait, does she know that?
Wait.
Oh, she might know that too.
Girl,
I had to
question
think.
question number 3. Is there something I did that you've never gotten over or forgiven?
That you did. No. Because why I tell you when you get on my nerves or you upset me, I'll be like, you get on my nerves. No. Because we talk about everything.
I'm surprised.
Mm-mm. Why would you be surprised?
Because I really thought that you were going to say, or I would think the one thing that I know I did, other than, dropping the ball and the sisterhood type, going ghost type stuff that we talk about all the time, was the situation last year for your birthday. When we went shopping, the money situation, that part. That's what I really thought you were going to say. Because that's, as far as I know, I think that was the highest thing, that I dropped the ball on, from me anyway.
Well,
Never mind. Don't worry about it. So
I don't even know what you're talking about. You did. Tell me.
no, that's just it. That I was supposed to give the money back. Whenever I had the finances, because I know you wanted to celebrate your birthday so bad at that time. You were kind of moving things around to make sure that you had what you needed to make that particular birthday happen the way it did.
So you thought that I was upset, or I held that against you because you didn't give me the money back?
I thought that you were upset, not that you held it against me. I just thought that even though your mouth said, hey, we good, don't worry about it, don't trip, I'm not even worried about that. I really thought that somewhere in the back of your mind, you was like, but you still owe me X, Y, Z, and D, okay? That's just what I thought you were going to say. Now, that was the reason why that question was good, because I didn't know that you had no
I
thoughts.
was lost. Like, why? Where did you get that from? Did I? What did I?
You never said that. You never
Conversation?
said it. You never verbally said it, but still, that's just what I thought. But anyway, moving on.
Yes.
Okay, here's the first one that I was like, baby. Okay, so have you ever had a night you couldn't remember? If so, what led up to it?
Alcohol. Yes, I've had a few nights. I remember.
Okay,
Um,
I'll take that answer.
yeah.
Okay, you asked me this one too. What's your greatest fear in life?
My greatest fear in life is not living up to my potential and my purpose and letting, I would say, God down in the sense of not being what I'm supposed to be and doing what I'm supposed to do. That's my greatest fear.
Okay, that was good. Okay,
Books.
now you asked me this question too. In what ways did Mama Cora and your dad let you down?
I would say the biggest way that I think my father let me down was when I got raped. He told me it was my fault. Um, that was really hard because I was a huge daddy's girl,
Yeah, I can see that.
and that was a hard one to swallow. And sometimes his anger got the best of him, and he did not always know how to properly communicate. And sometimes, as you know, our fathers are our first role models. So there was times in which he was human and he did and said things he shouldn't have done and said. And
Yeah.
it scarred me a little.
Yes.
to
Message. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
it scarred me a little for him in his flesh to not really, you know how like you say something when you mad at somebody and you angry and you just like,
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody that I don't think anybody in the world could hit me harder or verbally, physically, anything than my parents. Cause
Yeah, I agree with that.
my daddy slapped me so hard one day, I seen start. Have you ever been hit so hard you couldn't even cry?
That's why when you asked me about the abuse, I was like, I've had so much physical.
And I would say for my mom in the way in which that I felt that she had let me down, I think it was the way in which she communicated with me or her lack of communication with me. I wish that um, she could have verbally really like when I asked her a question, instead of her assuming that I was being disrespectful
Yeah.
or we really, like there was no room to question your parents. Like you couldn't ask
Yeah.
questions. It was pretty much just do what I said do because I'm the mama. That's why, and that's one of the things that I really just.
Yeah.
I wish that she would have just talked to me more and explained to me things more from even if she had to break it down to a kid level. I just really wish she would have talked to me more instead of just barked out orders all the time. I feel that's the ways in which they let me know.
I can feel that. Okay. Juicy one.
Oh,
Who was the first person to break your heart?
ever?
Yeah.
Ever?
There goes like, oh.
Wow, so many.
Okay. Okay. That's why I was like, baby, listen.
I'm really over here trying to think like the very first time I was ever heartbroken.
Baby.
I would probably say I lost my virginity at a very young age.
Okay.
And it was due to peer pressure. It was really stupid. I should have never done it. But the guy that I lost my virginity to had sex with my cousin.
Douchebag.
He was yeah. But there you go.
Okay.
You see that look on that girl?
He was a total tool, like, yeah. Okay. I think I'm ready for this answer. What's my most annoying habit or quality?
You don't listen. You're just so hard headed and stubborn, and you just don't listen, Linda. Listen, Linda.
Oh shit. I already knew you was gonna say something in that area. Oh Lord, that was good. Okay. Oh, okay. What was your biggest insecurity as a teenager?
The way I speak. Um, I was always teased as a little girl. They used to tell me I talk like a white girl. That's really, I believe, where my fear of public speaking developed from. Yeah, that would be mine.
What is your biggest worry these days and why?
Hmm. Wow.
I gotta say, wow.
Um, I think I worry more about my mom now than anything. She's 69, and even though she's like spoiled rotten, um, my dad died at 69. So when my mom turned 69, I kind of went into full panic mode. Like, she might die soon. So
Yeah.
I would say that's probably my biggest worry. I always want to make sure that she's okay and she's comfortable and she has everything she needs and she's not sick or like you would think I was her mama. I know I get on her nerves, but I don't care if she get on mine, so whatever.
She didn't mean that, Mama Core. She didn't mean
Yes, I did.
that.
Love her, I do, but she earned. Okay.
Okay. What event in your life has had the most significant impact on you?
Oh my God. Like there's so many. I don't.
Okay. Hello, somebody.
I would say, y'all. Um, that's a hard one. I don't even know which one to pick. Gina. Um, maybe my. It's a toss up between. It's a toss up between not being able to have kids
Mm.
and um my military service. I would say. There's a lot of things that happened to me during my military service that a lot of people don't know about that I kept to myself.
Yeah.
And I think that probably is one of the major things that I still deal with. But recently, I would say not being able to have children was probably that's probably the one that I don't know if I'm ever gonna really just totally I play it off really well like it doesn't bother me and I
Yeah,
can
me too.
but I don't know if I'll ever really get over not being able to have kids. I
Yeah.
think that's my gonna be with me till I
Oh yeah, me too.
leave her.
Even if I adopt or because my goal is to open the orphanage and stuff like that, I think I'm still going to because they're not mine. They're not my egg fertilized in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So I'll agree with that. That's real. Okay, let me ask you this. I think I know the answer, but it was a question, so I'm gonna ask because, like our fair plan will say, that's obvious. Do you believe in God or a higher power? Say you did. It's the question.
Girl, you know I believe in God.
We're doing this for
Oh,
the audience.
I forgot, my bad. Yes, yes, ma'am, I do believe in God.
Oh, that girl hurt. Okay. If you would see that girl's like, what the fuck is that? Okay.
I'm like, what?
You asked me the same question, so here you go. If we could go on a dream trip together, where would we go and what would we do?
Wow. Um, we would go to Egypt.
Hmm. I like that.
We
That's
would,
on my bucket list.
is it? We would go to Africa and we would get those DNA tests where they swab us and tell us like,
We can do that over here.
first of all, hold on, sis.
Sorry, my bad. Excuse
You
me. But go
messed up
ahead.
you messing up my vision.
Go ahead. We're gonna get the DNA test and go ahead.
They would tell us where we came from, what tribes we came from, and then we
Okay.
would go to Africa and visit those people and see like if they were in need of anything and in some way, shape, form, or fashion help them.
I love that. That's on my bucket list. Nobody don't know that. Okay, go ahead. That was good. Okay. I love that you said Egypt. Okay. Um, girl, I done forgot this. I forgot I wrote this question.
But why are you looking at me like that? You looking at it like you scared of me.
Babe, because if you had asked me this, I wouldn't know how to answer. Okay, what's something that scares you now that you hope you do before you die?
Something that scares me now that I hope to do before. Accomplish my goals.
Okay. If I had to answer that for you, I would say perform your poetry in front of a large audience.
That too.
That's just what she, me, her would answer for you. If somebody was to ask that question to me for you, that's what I would say. But anyway, that's still accomplishing your goals.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to that question. That's kind of like a little womp womp question.
A long, long question.
It's a womp womp. Like it's okay, but it ain't. It's gonna be last towards the end. Okay, where would you like to live? If you could live to the best of your ability, living your best blessed life, where would you like to live?
I don't know if I have a particular place in mind, but I know it would be definitely probably somewhere tropical or close to the water. Definitely somewhere hot, nowhere where it snows, where they have some fine, sexy men and some good food.
Like Jamaica or
Hmm.
Australia?
Ooh, I love Australia.
Okay. All right. That was good. That was a good. I would have never thought you was gonna say that. I don't know what your answer, but I didn't think you was gonna say that. Okay. What type of relationship makes makes you the most whole, loved, fulfilled man or woman? I need to ask you that again.
What type of relationship makes me feel the most loved, whole, fulfilled, and what did you say about man or woman?
Man or woman? Like
Oh,
what?
are you asking me like what current relationship or
No,
that I have now?
no, no. What like if okay? What type of relationship, man or woman, makes you feel the most loved, whole, like supported, fulfilled, like makes you the most complete?
Okay, if you're asking me what I think you're asking me, I would say one in which I am truly loved and accepted unconditionally, regardless of my flaws, where there is reciprocation, accountability, and that other person, we can share things like laughter, honesty, we can be vulnerable with each other. We have communication where we can talk to each other about anything and that I feel safe with, that I don't feel like I don't have to try to be anything else outside of myself. Definitely someone that I can pray with. Someone that can teach me things and doesn't talk to me like I'm stupid if I don't know something. Someone that I feel will also correct me when I'm wrong. That would be
man or woman.
You mean like a
I
partner?
mean, all these things that you said will make you feel the most.
It
The glow up doesn't need to be a man or a woman.
no.
Okay.
I would want all of those things in any kind of relationship that I was in, whether it's a friendship, a spouse, any like a business relationship. That's what I would want.
Okay. I feel that. Feel that. All right. All right. All right. Say you did. What's your dream car?
One that I don't have to pay for. um,
Okay. Hey, you say you did one. So one that was gifted to you.
I mean, so right now, like if I could go somewhere and like just buy something that I wanted without like having to think about it.
What's your dream car? Like if I was to say Chance, I just hit the lottery. What car you want me to deliver to you? Like, what is your ultimate? It make you wet when you think about it. Like you could just see your hair blowing in the wind, driving it. Couldn't nobody tell you Nathan?
It would be between a truck, a Silverado, and a new one though, not an old one, and a Tahoe. Them is my two things I'm trying to choose between right now.
Okay.
I want the new version, whatever the new year is, or the next year, to go closer to that. If you win the lottery, that's what sis wants.
I got you. Who's your dream crush?
Right now,
Oh, excuse me, nobody asked me.
I have a few of them.
Okay.
I love Matthew McConaughey and Adam Levine. They were dreams are made of. That's it.
So you down with the swirl?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Well, what you look at? You look how you looking.
When I was younger, I used to really love Luke Perry and I love John B. I have Luke Perry lunchbox and his sheets and everything.
Yeah, Luke Perry he had some. I like Keanu. I love Channing Tatum. I like Paul Walker. But realistically, like right now, today, who's your dream crush? I can't believe you didn't say who I got in my head, who I thought you was gonna say.
I be having this secret love affair with Common in my head and Luda, but don't nobody know.
Common and Luda.
Luda, my baby daddy in my head. Don't nobody know though.
Okay.
But if I could like have somebody in real life though, I don't know. Like
Really? Oh my gosh.
yeah. I don't really have nobody that I see that I just be like, who did you think it was gonna be?
Pastor Keon Henderson.
First of all, you was not supposed to ever tell anybody that show was
I did not get that memo that I was not supposed to never ever say that. I did not know that.
That was a secret.
I didn't know. You had never said, don't
If
you
you-
ever in the
Now-
history of
now wait.
niggerdom let this come out your mouth.
If
I
you
didn't know that.
about who I would like, girl, you got me itching. Like,
I said, who's your dream crush? Dream crush.
you know, I love him in real life. Like, I
Oh
can't.
Lord. I was like, she's saying this is nice, but that's not what
That's a secret.
I didn't know it was a secret. I thought that was the whole reason why we was having these questions.
Oh my God, you just told my secret to the world. No, I do. I love Pastor Keon. And I've been praying that God make him my husband since you told me.
I really be like, I'm so glad she got a secret crush as a pastor, because everybody know my secret crush is Jermaine Tismo. Like,
yes, but
he be like having like wings and stuff when he.
But let me tell you why that man is my secret crush. For real.
You sure you gonna say this on?
Yes, because you done told the WWW that I got a crush on this man, and now I need the world to know why. All of them things that I named, when I hear him speak, I love the fact that he says words that I don't know, and I have to like press pause, and then I have to like go Google it.
Yeah.
And I have to be like, and then I go back and I rewind it, and then I try to put the definition to what I had in my head and try to make it up.
Yeah.
And you know I write poetry, so
yeah.
To me, anything that somebody does that I told you that I learned from them is a total attraction for me. A smart man, that's one of them.
Not a smart man.
For real. The fact that I said I wanted somebody I could pray with, like I could see that. I think that would be someone that I could learn, like I could ask questions that the questions that I have about my spirituality and the things that I don't understand and know. And because he has a background with that, he would be able to teach it to me.
Yeah.
In a way that I could understand it and digest it. And to me, I don't know what happened to me, but sometime in my life after I turned 30, it is something so sexy to me. It's right up there with a man with salt and pepper hair. A man that I can pray with.
Say he did. Say he did. Hallelujah. We're gonna see the king. Oh. Anyway, moving right along.
I'm just gonna tell you that I really did not appreciate you telling my secret to the world. But go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't really know. All bull crap aside, I seriously from my whole heart did not know that it was a secret that like that. We had never in the history of niggerdom had a conversation where you said, if you ever tell.
No, I never. I mean, don't nobody know. Well, everybody knows now, but nobody knew that except for like you and one other person. That was it.
But how come I was supposed to know? I really was sitting up here like she's saying all these good people, but this is not who I would have thought that's what you was gonna say. Cause your face had changed, like you crossed your mind right quick. And then you was like, Matthew McConaughey. I was like,
no. I like Matthew McConaughey booty in The Time to Kill, but this isn't about this. That's not what we're doing. Go ahead.
I'm so dead. Okay. What's your most frequent misconception from others?
Oh, I got probably that stuck up is the one that I get the most. And that I'm a pushover. I'm timid and weak and things like that.
You do what? Yeah, they have no idea who you are. Yeah, they have no clue. Okay, that was crazy. But anyway, okay. I can't wait for this answer because I know it's gonna be so juicy. Like I can just taste it. Who was the love of your life that got away?
Aw. This guy that I call Chocolate, that was my boo boo. I loved him. Um, yeah, he.
Oh, see, I didn't know. I'm learning something new. I had no idea you was gonna say that.
I
Okay.
met him in the military, and of course, at that time, like I said, there was a lot of things going on and happening to me at that time that I didn't and couldn't tell anyone or talk to anyone about, and I didn't feel
Mm,
safe. And I didn't really feel like he could necessarily protect me, and I didn't feel like I also didn't want him to feel or carry that burden. And I also had a lot of outside pressure coming in from different places where I was really young. I turned 21 in boot camp, so I was only 21 by the time I made it to the ship. I didn't really have a lot of,
yeah.
it was it was just different. My decision making skills and stuff wasn't as great as they should have been at that time in my life, plus dealing with the actual things that I was really stressful things that I was dealing with. I just figured it was best to separate myself from that ship as much and the people there as much as I possibly could because it was getting to be a burden that I
Yeah.
that I didn't really know how to carry. And I lost him in the process and I kicked myself in the behind every single day. If you had to ask me that question, is it a decision in your life that you made that you regret? That would have been it. That's the one that got away. Chocolate, I still love you, boo. Okay, go ahead. Look at her face.
Okay. Have you ever truly been in love?
Yeah.
Okay. That was the question. I was like, I don't even know if I could answer that question. I would say for myself, I don't think I've ever truly been in love in my whole life. Not in mm-mm. Before when I thought I was in love, I think I've only been in love one time. Once.
I don't feel like I've truly um allowed as an adult. I'll say that I don't feel like I've had the opportunity to be in a healthy relationship where I've had those things that you asked me, where someone reciprocated it back to me and it wasn't just me loving them.
Yeah.
Because it's a difference between me being in love with someone and someone being in love with me,
Right.
or us being in love with each other. So yeah. But yes, I've been in love a time or two.
I would say bona fidely in love. I would say it's been one time with a man, one time with a woman. Bona fide. Like,
Yeah.
well, you couldn't tell me nothing. And I didn't have to wonder. So that's just mine. Okay. What are your top three regrets in life?
putting other people before myself and giving too much of myself away and not having anything left for myself when I needed it. Um, the second thing would be I wish I would have went straight to college out of high school instead of going to the military first. Uh, that's my second one. And my third one would be holding on to unforgiveness and anger for too long.
That's deep. That was real deep. Who's your ultimate best friend, male or female? Like, it don't matter what they are. Who's your ultimate best friend?
Why do you say ultimate? Like, what does that mean?
Like ultimate, like never caused any type of like from childhood to now. Who's your ultimate best friend? Like oldest, longest, loyal best friend from childhood to now. If you can name one.
I would say my friend Keisha. It would. I wouldn't say because you was like. I think you was finna say like never, and then I don't know what you was finna say, but I would say um her because we've been best friends since the sixth grade.
There you go. That's the ultimate best friend. Like,
We we've grown with each other through the years. We've both done things that probably have hurt one another that we shouldn't have done or said, but we've managed to always have that open line of communication where we talk to each other. We don't have to talk to each other every single day, but I know that if the chips was down, I never have to question whether or not she loves me. I never have to question whether or not I have to be a particular way with her or around her. Like, I could be a horrible, ugly mess and it wouldn't matter. Like, if
yeah.
anything ever happened, she would be there for me in any way that she could. Um, we just have a really te- like tested, I guess you would say, like
Yeah.
friendship. It's not something that I really have to guess or wonder or like I know she is who she is. I don't have to worry about it. Like she is who she is and that just is what it is. Like I would say her.
Yeah, that's it. That you basically pick the person I wanted to pick. Okay, so last two questions. Now this question right here is a two-part question. And mamas, aunts, uh, older siblings, this y'all might want to close your ears. So, what's your true G spot, and what's your favorite position?
Sis, why would you ask me that? Like I don't.
It came in my spirit. These questions, that the last couple of questions was questions that came in my spirit as I was.
That's the reason you said that this ain't for kids. Why would you? You know my life. Why would you ask me that?
What's your true G?
I
Because
don't know.
Okay, what I mean by that is, yeah, women have a G spot, inside of their cervix, inside of their hoo-ha. And men have a G spot inside of their anus, right? But when I say your true G spot, I mean, for me, my true G spot not even on my body per se. I get more turning on action from the mental part of it. So when I say what's your true G spot, I mean what's something that somebody can touch, look at, massage, kiss, warm, speak to, and it's on like butter popcorn. They might as well be stark naked in their birthday suit. Like you say that you like somebody that's intellectual, smart, and like
That is definitely a definite turn on for me. But you said G spot, and I was like, I heard we don't have no answer for that because we already know my struggle. I ain't never even had an orgasm in my life before.
but
So
the G spot is not about the orgasm.
I
It's
know,
about
but I
that
don't.
place that can get you to even want to jump off, snap it on, see what's happening. You know what? Okay. So, what's your favorite position?
I was gonna be so petty.
I bet I know what you was supposed to. I bet I know what it was. Say it
No,
in.
what you think I was gonna say?
That illustration that you had gave me that time. That was what I was gonna say. Cause that's crazy. And I'm
Yes,
gonna try that one. That's on my bucket list.
that is. You know what? No, sis, that's it. I
I
think that
figured
might be the
because that's
out,
crazy.
outside of like my mind.
Yeah,
Uh, because definitely I have to be here to any of this to work. But
yeah,
um, that's it. Like that right there. That's
yeah. I figured.
that's that's it. That's gonna that get that that'll get it done every time. I
Well,
can't tell nobody that on the shop. I
my
can't say
husband
that.
blowing me up.
I can't say that, but yeah, what you talking about? That's it. You gonna
Yeah,
try it?
yeah. That's on my bucket list to try it. But I need to envision how you had taught it to me and execute it the way I see it in my head. Feel what I'm saying? So last question, and then I'm gonna have to see what's going on. Make sure ain't nothing wrong with this boy because he blowing me up all of a sudden. But
Did you say the way I taught it to you?
the way you had, when I say taught it to me, it's because you had said it,
Mhm.
and then you had gave me like a blow by blow, like,
Did kind of.
and
It's
I was like, you did. I wouldn't know. And my mind said, like, did you see what she said? She had did. Say did. I play it in my mind often. So anyway, last question. How do you feel about getting older?
I don't mind. It's a little scary when your body don't feel the same and you're hurting places you're not used to hurting in. You're not quite as flexible as you used to be. You're not as quick on your toes. I notice changes in my body. Like um, I can't clean my house in one day. Not everything in the whole house. Like I used to be able to clean the ceiling fans, wash the windows, the baseboards, take the refrigerator, the stove apart, move the refrigerator, pull the stove out,
Mm-hmm.
move the couch, rearrange the whole house. I used to be able to do all that in one day.
Mm-hmm.
Not no more, sis. Not so much. That's the only thing that really I think I'm more scared about is the changes that I feel and see in my body. But outside of that, like I'm really okay with getting old. Like I don't have no choice. I can't avoid it unless I die. So I mean,
So you saying as long as you age gracefully, you good.
good.
Say you did. Well, as far as your girl Rain goes, that was some oochie ouchie moments, like she tripping cuz moments, and I really had some moments to where I had to fight back my emotions, and you know better than anybody, Chance, that or Nafasi, that one thing for me is I do not like to show my emotions like that. I really do not like to feel like I need to play the victim. Like I really hate it. Like I really hate having to say I got an issue. I feel some type of way. I really that's another misconception, but I really hate it. Like I really hate the fact that I give a fuck about half of the shit that I give a fuck about. Like I really be wanting to give no fucks, but it don't work that way. Like I really be asking God, like, why folk come you made me to give fucks about? I mean, Lord, forgive me for cursing, but you know how your daughter is. Don't be wanting to have no type of conscience. I wish I could turn my brain off like that person in my head. They'd be like, now you know damn well you ain't supposed to do that or feel that or give a care or yeah.
Well, good luck with
So
that.
having this conversation almost 2 hours.
2 hours.
Almost. It is now 10 o'clock Central Standard Time.
You know, club.
But I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like, we're going to have to do this maybe once every 3, 6 months or so, like a check in, like a say you did type situation.
So you asked me that question. So what are three things that you learned from the interview with me?
I learned about the fact that you was down with this world. Didn't think that, but it makes sense in a sense. I
What do
really
you
didn't.
mean?
I had no clue, okay, that you was down with this world. I thought I was the only one who is an equal opportunity employer. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably couldn't care if you was green and yellow polka dot. You know, you treat me right, whatever. So that was one thing. I also learned that I already knew that you had like an artichoke, like these layers that you can peel off and nibble on, but I didn't really understand just how much more we are. I always tell you that we parallel, like we have this type of parallel world that we live in. Like we be going through some of the stuff at the same time. So it's like I feel like around that time when you were going to the military and probably before military and stuff like that, I feel like we kind of went through some of the same type of situations, just a little bit different, especially when it came down to our parents. Um, so I think that I learned that there's so much that you hide that makes me understand why you carry yourself the way you do, why your OCD is to the max times 10 the way it is, because I know where those type of things kind of come from, not just to mention the military, but just because of things that you've gone through in your life makes you not want to have like that spot blemish type of, that's just the way I see it. This is just my
You
rendition
know,
of
I
it.
ain't never been diagnosed with that, right?
You don't have to. It's okay. It's part of your PTSD. But anyway, that's number two, and I think number three was that the things I kind of understand the things that you want, that you're looking for, and that you need to make you feel seen and safe and secure and fed when it comes down to your relationship. I think that was kind of some like, oh yeah, okay, so that's why okay. Yeah, it kind of gave me that, unwrapped inside Pandora's box, alabaster box of your, like your heart when it comes to those type of things.
Does that give you a different perspective of my current love interest?
No. It helps me understand why you was like, heck no, he ain't gonna never just, but it helps me understand why I feel, even though I was upset, it helps me understand why I feel like I see so much of some of the things that I felt like you needed and some of the things you verified you needed for you, but he just ain't maybe there yet. That's neither here nor there. But it helped me understand why some of the past ones was like, take this job, the shovel and shove it, and because you ain't working no more, and these boots are made from walking, and I walk all over you type situation. Yeah, it helped me understand that part, and it also helped me understand the situation with you and the female ex. Like it helped me understand that part of the situation too as well.
I never anyway. Work on that. On her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying for myself, like on the outside looking in.
You mean like why it didn't work, or
Not so much of, yeah, why it didn't work, but not so much about that, but more so of how she like missed the mark, how she dropped the ball, how she could have maybe possibly made it, what you needed. And all she had to do was some little simple little tweaking, listening, communicating on a different level.
it's not where I'm supposed to be, sis?
Understand, but I mean, yeah. So
Oh,
that would be my three top thing. I learned a lot just from the answer that you gave. Most of it I kind of, and I don't, and I'm like, I'm I didn't have a certain stamped and approved thought of you in a sense. I didn't have you painted a certain way. But it helped me add certain shadows and textures and colors to how I already saw you in my psyche, or saw you in my spirit or whatever. So it added a different kind of level to um, just who you are to how you be to the world that don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Like it, and how you be to me. I saw a lot of different things.
so we learned something.
I learned that you throwed off, you irked like a mug, but I already knew that. Yeah. I think that if I had to answer that question for you of what it is that drive me crazy about you, is that you just have this superpower of seeing through the fluff of, who Rain is. Like you can see not just the orange balls on top of the water when it comes to me, but you can see like that skim of bull crap sometime that nobody probably would ever get it close enough to me to see. And it drive me because you be like, do you really want me to answer that? Because if I can, but I don't know if you're ready for it.
I just be asking the question because if you ask me something, I'd be like, so are you really asking me because you really want me to answer that, or are you just?
I'm gonna just be real. A lot of times, I already know what you're going to say because a lot of times I already kind of already be having that notion But you know how people like us, you know, we're already like progressive thinkers. We're already like progressive analyzers. We always bite off more than we can chew sometimes, but that's just the way that we eat our stuff. You know, when it comes down to what's the word? The way we process our things. The difference between you and I believe that you learned that from the military, is that you are able to prioritize the way you eat something. You know, you're able to prioritize in a way that I probably will never get, but I'll be asking God to help me with things. Like, I'm just a risk taker type of person. Even with my mom be saying, heck no, don't do that. You gonna blow yourself up. I'll be like, well, I need to blow myself up so that I can learn from the explosion that I blew up. You know, that's the way I think. And you like, why would you want to blow yourself up, send your hair, burn off all your eyebrows? You know, you ain't got that much clothes. Burn all your clothes. You're gonna be in the hospital for about 3 months because you're gonna have 2nd and 3rd degree burns. You could possibly die from the fumes that you're gonna suffer, you know, ingest. I don't understand why you gotta do that.
Nah,
But
I'll be like,
go ahead and do it, because you know you gonna do it. I'll be here to wipe your mouth and, you know, help you change your bandages and stuff, because you're gonna do it.
I'll be over here like, don't trade places with me. It ain't worth it. But you're gonna do it anyway because you hard headed. So go ahead. Just
Even some stuff that you ain't never even thought to do. You know, I'm just gonna do it.
I'll be like, don't do it. No.
That way. Yeah, it just.
I think I'm getting better though. I think I'm getting more patient, and I've learned to just kind of you thinking about what? Huh? Okay. Okay.
No, you just got better with not. You just got better with say nothing. Just nod or shake or make that one eyebrow go up or both eyebrows go up. And be like, oh, okay. I'm gonna cook this man, and I mean, you okay? You gonna do when you gonna do it so I can know, just in case somebody call, to tell them, you know. Yeah.
I'm trying to get better and letting everybody make their own decisions for themselves and still loving them through their decisions, whether or not I agree with it or not. I'm working on that as a person. I've been working on that for a while because, you know, I've heard I could be a little judgmental. And I'd be like, well, I was just only trying to tell you, like.
I don't say you judgmental. I think that the people that would say you're judgmental didn't really want your opinion, didn't really want your answer or your response or your critique to begin with. Because if they didn't really want it to begin with and you give it to them and they're not ready for it or they're not mature enough for it, then they can see it as judgmental. But somebody that knows that you have their best interest at heart and have a genuine care and concern for them should know that, for the most part, you should charge it to their head and not charge it to your head and not your heart, because you're really, you know, wanting the best for them. If you genuinely care about them. Now, if you don't really care for them and they just kind of like, then I can see you like, I really could care if you jump in the lake full of alligators. I mean, I'm just gonna act like I care, but I really could care less if you get
Well,
eight,
I care whether
1,000 times, you know. But yeah. But this was good. And it was a good way to end, you know, what's happening Wednesday. And it was a good way for me, your girl Rain, to end the 2020 season. Now, you have to tell everybody how they can catch Queen Nafasi, Lady Wolf,
Queen
Chance a lot, you know.
Chance a lot. Wait, what? That's a new one. When I get ready to actually, I'm shooting for maybe like next week with the new episode where we're going to talk about a panel of ladies, and they're going to discuss some of the their perspectives and issues that they had to endure. Um, and we're really trying to come up with just some solutions to fill in the gaps of the things that they need that they don't get, and really just bring awareness to some of those issues. So it's a lot of stuff that people really don't know, and it's a lot of stuff people don't know that was actually in the service that don't know. So I definitely can't be upset about people who are not in the service that don't know. But
Yeah.
I want to give some of these women a chance to talk about their experiences and tell their stories. And I will also be on there. So if you want to peel back some more layers of who I am and some of the things that I've gone through and how that has shaped me into who you see here right now today, then you will definitely learn some stuff from that episode. I can tell you that because you're gonna be sitting there like, what happened? When? How? What? You probably gonna call me on the phone after it's over, but it's okay. So yeah, I'll definitely let you know. It will definitely be on Inferno. Uh, I'll give you a time, a date, and of course, how to tune in to watch, comment, ask questions. That one I think I'm going to actually open up to the public. That'll be the first one that I actually open to the public where they can ask questions. Um,
And how can they get to Inferno? Like, how do they, if they don't know what Inferno is, or they don't know, like, is it on iHeartRadio? Is it on Spotify? Is it on Anchor? Like, how do they get to see Inferno by Nafasi?
I actually loaded on Facebook and Instagram. There's a page.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that you had a Nafasi page on IG. I had no clue that I could remember.
Are you serious?
Baby, listen, I did not know that.
Inferno by Nafasi on Facebook and on Instagram, Inferno underscore by underscore Nafasi. Is Instagram? Yes. So any of the videos that I do, I always load them both on Facebook and Instagram. But the one that I'm planning on doing with the panel, I want to actually do that one live, so that people can actually call or ask questions, so they can have some interaction. So yeah, I will be sharing the ID, the meeting information for that in advance before it happens. If you would like to listen, ask questions, any of that, participate in the conversation. And that will be the leading up. I will probably be doing one of those, just depending on how what are we are going to be discussing. I've been thinking about doing one like once a week up until the launch of the nonprofit, so that to, people can understand and have an awareness of what's going on. And then at the end, if they would like to donate um, to the nonprofit for this cause, they definitely can, and I will give the information for that. That's probably how that's going to work. So it's all happening so fast. Like,
That's how it go. Really, it really do go by fast. Like especially when you're first trying to launch it and everything. But I'll be posting it on my stuff once you say, well, look here, tomorrow such X, Y, and Z. And I'll be sharing it and sharing the wealth and all that good stuff. And then we'll have to come back, do an interview of just Nafasiism.
yeah, we could do one. however you want to, if we actually do it. And then if you have any viewers who want to participate live, they can do the same thing, call in, ask questions, or send in questions. I'm okay with that. But
Me.
Claudia.
So you already know what it is, and you know who it is by now. It's your girl Rain, and that's my co-pilot, Queen Nafasi, poet extraordinaire, Lady Wolf, Queen Chancelot, Goddess Nafasi,
She was just
all of those things. And in the meantime, in between time things. But yeah, so I gonna see y'all next year. Hope y'all make it in, y'all. I will post on my stuff, and a co-pilot, she gonna post on her stuff when the full interview question and answer will be up for y'all to go check it out. I hope y'all tune in. Twizz up, double R, love, love, love all my rainbows. And don't forget, love God, love each other, love yourself. Costs absolutely nothing for you to love somebody. Check on your people, check on your strong friends, check on your seem like they always got together friends, check on your family members. Just because of social distancing and corona don't mean you shouldn't check on people. People checking out of here before they can check in. So pick up the phone, get on the email, whatever, DM, smoke signal, whatever you gotta do. Who, all y'all and free somebody. So, Deuce out the roof, we out. What's happening? What's up? We had two queens in the club. Oh,
sis.
bye.
Bye, guys.